Hey everyone, Skip Wheeler here with Bermuda Lawn Dominators. Today I'm taking a look at something that's generated a lot of discussion in our group, the ANTHBOT M9 Pro robotic mower. It's right there. ANTHBOT reached out and asked if I'd be willing to put the M9 Pro through a real-world Bermuda lawn evaluation. They provided the mower for testing and sponsored this video. But as always, the testing, observations, and opinions you'll hear are entirely my own. So let's see if a robotic mower can actually satisfy a group that spent years perfecting their Bermuda lawns.
Bermuda Lawn Dominators, get the grass you need. All 4 tenants, mow, water, fertilize and weed. Your go-to stop just to help your lawn. You'll be proud to walk outside to see the change it's undergone. Bermuda Lawn Dominators, let's grow greener together.
When I told Bermuda Lawn Dominators I was going to review a robotic mower, I got exactly the reaction I expected. Can it mow low enough? Can it actually maintain a Bermuda lawn? Most robot mowers aren't built for Bermuda, and honestly, those are fair questions. Bermuda owners probably have higher standards than anyone when it comes to mowing. So instead of simply reading a spec sheet, I spent the last several weeks putting the ANTHBOT M9 Pro through real-world tests. This is the ANTHBOT M9 Pro. Over the past several weeks, it's become my primary mower for my front lawn, and I wanted to see whether it could actually maintain a Bermuda lawn to the standards we expect here in Bermuda Lawn Dominators. Not just mow the grass, but produce a lawn I'd actually be proud to show off. Unlike older robotic mowers, the M9 Pro doesn't rely on perimeter wire buried around your lawn. Instead, it combines RTK positioning, network RTK, 360-degree LiDAR, dual vision cameras, and onboard sensors to know exactly where it is while mowing. Here's a little footage of me unboxing the mower. I'm not going to spend much time on that because there are already plenty of videos covering the unboxing and setup. I think we're all much more interested in what this mower can actually do once it's out on the lawn. Before we get into the performance, let's take a quick look at what separates the M9 Pro from older robotic mowers. The M9 Pro uses what ANTHBOT calls its HoloSense navigation system, combining RTK positioning, network RTK, 360-degree LiDAR, and dual vision cameras to navigate your property with precision. It can automatically map your lawn, manage up to 32 different mowing zones, handle slopes up to 45%, and navigate passages as narrow as about 25 inches. The mower uses a 7.9-inch cutting disc equipped with 5 razor-style blades and has an adjustable cutting height from 1.2 to 2.8 inches, all controlled through the app. It also features AI obstacle avoidance, automatic charging and resume, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and even 4G connectivity. On paper, it's one of the most feature-rich robotic mowers currently available. But specs don't mow grass, performance does. Setup ended up being easier than I expected. There was definitely a learning curve, but after spending some time with the app, creating zones and schedules became pretty straightforward. The mower can automatically map your property if your lawn is fully enclosed, but I decided to map mine manually. It took me about 40 minutes to define the mowing boundaries and no-go zones, and once that was finished, I hit start and the mower got right to work. The M9 Pro uses a 5 amp hour lithium-ion battery and generally runs for around a couple of hours on a single charge. When the battery gets low, it automatically returns to the charging station, recharges itself, and then resumes mowing exactly where it left off. Another feature I really like is the cutting system. Instead of using one large swinging blade like a traditional mower, the M9 uses a 5-blade cutting disc with blades that look very similar to razor blades. Those extremely sharp blades make thousands of small, clean cuts instead of fewer, heavier cuts. Combined with frequent mowing, they help produce a healthier-looking Bermuda lawn with fewer frayed tips and a more consistent appearance. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Bermuda enthusiasts don't mow like everyone else. Many of us mow 2, 3, some even 4 times a week. We chase that carpet-like look. We obsessed over the height of cut. So the biggest question I had wasn't whether this mower could cut grass. It was whether it could maintain a Bermuda lawn that I actually would be proud of. Before I go any further, I think it's worth mentioning something. About 2 years ago, I reviewed the Motion Luba, and since then I've been using a robotic mower almost exclusively. Even though I own a real mower, I honestly haven't touched it much. So this review isn't about whether I believe in robotic mowers. I already do. The question I wanted to answer was whether the ANTHBOT M9 Pro could meet the standards we've set here in Bermuda Lawn Dominators. The M9 Pro adjusts from 1.2 inches up to 2.8 inches. For many of us, that's higher than we'd normally maintain with a real mower. I ran the mower at its lowest setting throughout my testing. Honestly, I was pleasantly surprised by how good the lawn looked after several weeks. This is the part everyone was waiting for: cut quality. The philosophy behind the robotic mowing is completely different than from a conventional mower. Instead of removing a lot of grass once every week, the mower removes just a little bit every day or every other day or every few days. It's about maintaining the lawn instead of recovering it. I've been running the mower 3 times a week, and during this test, I haven't supplemented it with my real mower at all. That's probably the biggest thing I've noticed. Instead of mowing once every 5 or 6 days and watching the lawn get shaggy in between, the lawn always looks freshly cut. Every time I walk outside, it has that just mowed appearance. It also got me thinking about something many Bermuda enthusiasts already use: plant growth regulators, and I use them too. One of the main reasons people apply PGR is to stretch the time between mowing and reduce how much growth they have to deal with. A robotic mower takes a different approach. Instead of slowing the grass down, it simply removes a little bit of new growth every day or every few days. The end result can be surprisingly similar: less time spent behind a mower and lawn that stays consistently manicured. If you're chasing that golf course look, I actually think the sweet spot is using a robot mower alongside a real mower. Let the robot handle 2 or 3 maintenance cuts each week, then bring out the real mower once a week for that crisp stripe finish. That combination could save you several hours of mowing every month while still giving you the look that most Bermuda enthusiasts are after. As I've been testing the M9 Pro, I've also been reading every comment left on the Facebook group. Several brought up some really good questions that I wanted to answer here. One member asked whether these little razor-style blades could really hold up to real-world debris like Georgia pine cones, sweet gum balls, sticks, and everything else that we find in our yards. I live in the Texas Hill Country, and I get rocks that show up overnight, so I was wondering the same thing. After several weeks of mowing, the blades have actually held up better than I expected. They're also designed to be a wear item. Instead of sharpening one big steel blade every season, you simply replace these inexpensive blades when they eventually become dull. Now, I wouldn't intentionally send any robotic mower through piles of pine cones, large sticks, or storm debris. If your yard is covered after a storm, I'd spend a few minutes cleaning it up first. But for normal day-to-day mowing, blade durability hasn't been a concern. Like every robotic mower I've used, you'll still need to do some occasional trimming around sidewalks, flower beds, and other edges. That's just part of owning a robotic mower. One area I really wanted to test was obstacle avoidance. I placed several common objects in the yard to see how the mower would react. It successfully detected and navigated around a lawn chair, which was encouraging. I also used a large piece of sidewalk chalk to simulate pet waste, and I placed a small toy helicopter in its path. In both of those cases, the mower drove right over them. Based on my testing, I wouldn't rely on the obstacle avoidance system to recognize every small object that's left in the yard. I'd still recommend taking a quick walk around the lawn before starting any robotic mower. At the same time, obstacle recognition is one of the more software-driven features on a modern robotic mower. As ANTHBOT continues refining the firmware, I'd expect this to be an area that has potential to improve over time. One concern people had was whether the mower would lose its position under trees or while moving between different parts of the property. In my testing, navigation was very reliable. I also never found myself worrying about battery life. Whenever it needed to recharge, it returned to the charging station, charged itself, and then continued mowing exactly where it left off. That process became almost invisible after a few days. So who is the M9 Pro really for? If you're someone who genuinely enjoys mowing and getting behind a real mower every few days, this probably isn't meant to replace that hobby. But if your goal is to reclaim several hours every week while still keeping your Bermuda lawn consistently maintained, then I think this mower deserves serious consideration, especially if you have a medium-sized property like the front of my lawn. So can a robot mower satisfy Bermuda Lawn Dominators? When ANTHBOT first reached out, I honestly wasn't sure what to expect. like many of you, I questioned whether the robot mower would really maintain the Bermuda lawn. After several weeks of living with the M9 Pro, I can honestly say it's changed my perspective on what robotic mowing is capable of. Is it perfect? No, no mower is. But I do think robotic mowing has reached the point where Bermuda enthusiasts should start paying attention. One question I know I'm going to get is, how does it compare to your Motion Luba? Honestly, I think they're both excellent robotic mowers, but they're designed for different situations. My Luba is set up to maintain an acre, and I use it on roughly half an acre of Bermuda, and that's where it really shines. The M9 Pro, on the other hand, has been absolutely at home on my front lawn, which is about 3,000 square feet. For a lawn that size, it's a great fit. So I don't necessarily look at this as one mower replacing the other. I look at them as different tools designed for different jobs. The best choice really depends on the size of your property, how your lawn is laid out, and what you're trying to accomplish. What impressed me most about the M9 Pro wasn't just the technology. It was how consistently it maintained the lawn. Every time I looked out the front window, it had that freshly mowed appearance. And if you've followed Bermuda Lawn Dominators for any length of time, you know that's ultimately what we're all chasing. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll continue testing the M9 Pro and sharing what I learned. ANTHBOT is also giving away 6 M9 Pro robotic mowers during this campaign, and I'll include the giveaway details in the description below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next Bermuda Lawn Dominators video.